Hello, welcome to Statistics for IT Managers in Mini 1 of 2023. Let me skip ahead. I'd like to review the syllabus here and describe what we'll be covering in the course and how you will be evaluated and so on. I am this guy, John Ostlund, and my email address is jostlund@andrew.cmu.edu. Let me back up and take a look at the course description here. So this is an introductory course in data analysis and statistical inference. And the idea here is to provide people entering management or policy analysis positions with basic tools for analyzing and interpreting data. This will also prepare you for more advanced courses in statistics and machine learning by providing you with a good foundation in the fundamentals of statistics. There are basically three components to the course. We'll first talk about descriptive statistics. This is going to be both numerical and also graphical representations of summaries, if you will, of data. We're then going to take a look at statistical inference and finally doing regression analysis. Okay, you can read this stuff yourself, I think. I don't know how useful it is for me to read it to you. All right, so let's go on. Now, I will have office hours by Zoom every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon. Your homework assignments will be due at midnight on Sunday, which is why I have my office hours set up for Saturday, and I will be posting the Zoom link for these office hours as an announcement. I'm basically available all the time, 7 days a week, while classes are in session, and in particular, you should be able to reach me by email between about 10 in the morning and 9 o'clock at night. Sometimes earlier than 10, sometimes later than 9. And I try to respond to email messages as quickly as I can, certainly within 24 hours or less. Now, I do want to mention that, like you, I get a flood of email messages every day, which unfortunately means I do occasionally overlook email messages from students. I do occasionally accidentally delete email messages from students. So if you do not hear from me within 24 hours, it doesn't mean that I'm ignoring you. It means that I probably overlooked your message or accidentally deleted your message. And please go ahead and send me an email message again, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'm also happy to set up individual Zoom sessions with you if you have something, some specific questions to ask, or if you'd like to discuss something. Now, this is a fully online course, and the lectures will be recorded on videos on YouTube. I will post announcements each week containing the printed lecture materials. These are PDF files that you can download and look at, print if you want to print them. And I will post the locations of the YouTube videos associated with each of these lectures. Now, there will both be lecture videos as well as videos for problem-solving sessions. In a live class, we would normally have a problem-solving session on Friday. you will be required to hand in your attempts to solve certain problems by midnight on Thursday. And then on Friday, we will review those problems that need the so-called worksheets that need to be submitted on Thursday. And unfortunately, of course, we're not going to be doing that live. I will simply post the solutions in video form on Friday. Our teaching assistant, pardon me, is Jinyu, and you should feel free to contact her by email with questions about anything. Her primary job is going to be to look at the worksheets that you hand in on Thursdays and grade the homework submissions, and also possibly assist me with the midterm quiz that we'll have. All right, onward ho. Now, there is a book that we suggest called Statistics for Business and Economics by McClave, Benson, and Sinsich. Now, the material that we're going to be discussing in this course, the basics of statistical analysis and inference and regression, this material, frankly, has not changed for decades. And there are dozens, if not hundreds, of books that do a perfectly good job of describing the kinds of things we're going to be talking about in here. This particular book, Statistics for Business and Economics, 13th edition, that's actually a somewhat old edition of the book. It's not the most recent edition of that book, because it's foolish to spend, $100 or $200 on a brand new book if you can get a slightly older used version of the same book that has all the same stuff in it. So you ought to be able to find this book, either a used copy of the physical book or a PDF of the book or something like that, by browsing around online, $30, $20, $10, something like that. We will be posting all of the lectures, homework assignments, data sets, etc. on Canvas. And we're going to be using a statistical analysis package called ISLE, which was developed by a Carnegie Mellon professor, Philip Burkhardt. ISLE is very easy to use and gives us a very convenient way of introducing a lot of concepts and a lot of specific data sets. If you do have technical trouble with ISLE, you can't access it, you can't get it to work, something like that, you can contact Professor Burkhardt directly to ask for his help, but do not contact him about course-specific details. For example, information about the specific data sets that we're going to be using, or information about how to do hypothesis testing or stuff like this. We will be covering all of that during the lectures and during the demos, and those kinds of course-specific things, if you have trouble or questions, contact me or contact the TA, okay? As far as evaluation, there will be worksheet problems each week. Well, not every single week, but most weeks. Weeks 2, 3, 5, and 6. And you are expected to complete and submit your solutions to these worksheet problems by midnight Thursday. 20% of your course grade will be based on your submissions of these worksheets. Okay? Also, there will be 4 homework assignments that you must submit by midnight on Sundays. And these also will be worth 20% of your course grade. The remaining part of your course grade will be 25% from the midterm quiz that we will have and 35% from the final exam that we will have. And both of these will be on Canvas online, and I'll say more about them as we approach them. Okay? Now, as far as the worksheets, you have to submit your solutions before midnight, Eastern Daylight Time, on Thursday, so that you get them in prior to the posting of the problem-solving video on Friday. We are not going to evaluate your worksheets to discover whether your solutions are correct or not. We're going to give you full credit on the worksheets simply if you demonstrate a sincere effort to solve the problem. Okay, so the worksheets are not sorry, what am I trying to say? The worksheets are intended to motivate you and give you some experience attempting to solve statistical problems. But we will not require you to be correct about everything. We just want you to make a good, legitimate attempt and turn in whatever you were able to accomplish. If you have made a serious attempt, even if your solutions are not correct, you will get full credit for your worksheet. You can work in a group of up to 4 people on these worksheets, and also on the homework assignments as well. We simply ask that if you do this, that you give the Andrew IDs of all of the people who participated in your group when you submit your worksheet and also when you submit your homework assignment. This is so that we understand if you've worked with a group of people and we see that multiple people have submitted identical solutions. Well, ordinarily that would look kind of suspicious, but if you acknowledge that you worked on this together as a group, then we will understand why all of these submissions are the same as each other. Okay? Here are the due dates for the worksheet submissions, the homework assignments, as well as the dates of the midterm and the final exam. The worksheets need to be submitted before midnight on Thursdays. There are 4 of them. Likewise, the homework assignments need to be submitted before midnight on Sundays, and there are 4 of these as well. The midterm will be online, and you will have a 24-hour period on Friday, September 15th to take the midterm. The midterm will be 90 minutes long, not 24 hours long, and you can take that 90-minute exam at any time you wish during that 24-hour period on September 15th. Similarly, the final exam will be available for a 24-hour period on Friday, October 13th. The final exam will be either 2 or 3 hours. I'm still working on deciding that. So you will have the entire 24-hour period on Friday, October 13th to complete that final exam. some questions. Do you curve grades? We will post numeric scores for the worksheets, the homework assignments, and the quiz and the final exam. And at the conclusion of the course, we will apply a curve so that we satisfy the expectations of Heinz College for the grades of the students. In other words, it's possible that you will, that the majority of you may find things extremely difficult. It is possible that I will produce a very difficult midterm quiz and or a very difficult final exam. In that case, the numeric scores may be relatively low. But that does not mean that everybody gets a low grade. It just means that when we apply the curve at the conclusion of the course, that will rank everyone according to Heinz College's expectations about the proportion of people who get A pluses and A's and A minuses, et cetera, et cetera. Do not cheat. Do not copy other people's stuff. You are allowed to work in groups, as I say, on the worksheets and the homework assignments, and each of you need to make your own submissions and include the Andrew IDs of other people in your group for this. On the final exam and the midterm quiz, you are required to do this absolutely yourself. You will need to use Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor. These are closed book, closed system, closed web, no reference materials allowed kinds of exams. Lockdown Browser will allow you to take the quiz or the exam, but prevent you from accessing other things on the web. Respondus Monitor will use your laptop's camera to monitor what is going on, record you and your work area and so on. Don't cheat. Punishment for cheating is sometimes very severe. Just don't do it, okay? COVID mitigation is probably not relevant for us since this is a strictly online course. You must turn in all of your work on time. You can, if you disagree with a grade that I have given you, or that the TA has given you, on a worksheet or homework assignment or quiz or exam, you can request regrading in writing by email. And this has to be done within 7 days from when we return or post the scores. Okay? And I'll let you read the rest of that information. The remainder of this is... okay. If you do have a disability and will need some accommodation, please contact the Office of Disability Resources and ask them to submit a request to me. Professors are not allowed to what am I trying to say? Professors are not allowed to do accommodations for people unless those accommodation requests come from the Office of Disability Resources. If you find yourself during the course suffering from depression, anxiety, stress, whatever else, please go ahead and contact Carnegie Mellon's Counseling and Psychological Services, and they will assist you with that. All right. Here is the course outline, subject to change. but this is approximately what I expect we will be doing. In fact, I already see one change to the schedule. During week 1, we will only cover up through conditional probability and independence. There's not going to be time to cover the law of total probability and Bayes' rule. That will happen in week 2. And so forth. I'm not going to, I'm not going to read through all of this stuff to you. All right. So there we are. And I will post announcements on a fairly regular basis describing what is happening when, describing the worksheet assignments, the homework assignments, the upcoming quiz, and the upcoming final exam. And anytime you have any question about anything at all, feel free to send me an email message. And also, of course, you can join me for my office hours on Saturday if you wish. And I look forward to meeting you all in office hours or other Zoom meetings. Take care. Bye.